So welcome back. Previously, what we did, we created our Canvas app and we created a few fields which were mapped with our element of form processing. These were our fields, and these are quite confusing because the naming are text input 1, 2, 3 like this. Let me rename. This is recipient name. And we have this line number, we have bill number, we have access, we have total amount, and last we have bill date. So all these fields are renamed. So our next step would be to we have captured the values or the information from the form processing element. Whatever PDF we upload, it gonna show us that value in these fields. Now we want to send this particular data onto some destination using Power Automate. So the scenario would be our agent went to the customer. He took out his phone, took picture of that particular invoice. All the information are captured in the form. Then from here, he will click submit, and then that will go to our Dynamics 365 CRM, FinOps, any other destination we want, wherever you want to send. So what we will do, we will just go to insert and select any button. So we will select button. We'll put it here saying that this button is for submit. We can have another button saying that report. Let's suppose there is some issue the agent face, so he can report it here. Report problem or something, right? So this button is here. We have properties like the same we have earlier. What else we need to do is we need to map this button to our Power Automate. So in the action you will find Power Automate button, but you can see there is no Power App or Power Automate or Power Flow here. We would be creating one flow here. Clicking on. So we have several connectors here and predefined templates. So we would be using Power App button. So our scenario would be that whenever someone clicks on button, this should flow the data into Dynamics 365. Add the steps. So I'm assuming that we already know about the Power App standard built-in. We have several connectors here. So this is the connector section, and this is the action section, or you can select the triggers. So what I will do, I will write create a record, and it should suggest me several connectors. Like it says Dynamics 365, FinOps, Salesforce, ServiceNow. We have all the connectors here. So either I can select it like this, or I can write Dynamics 365. Clicking on the connector, it will give me the actions. Then I will say create a new record. Now it will ask me to select an organization. Right now I'm in AI Builder, my CRM, or you can say my Dynamics 365 organization is under Dremsky organization name, and then I will select the entity. So I have already created an entity with the name of collection. So that collection entity have few fields same as we are capturing under our form processing element. So we would be selecting this entity collection. After selecting, we will add a step. 1 second. Yeah. After selecting, sorry about this. So after selecting, it will give me the fields name, that these are the fields available which need to be filled, and the mandatory field is name. So going here, we will find the dynamic content here. We can say ask Power App. So after asking Power App, it will give us a control here. Same for the bill. We will say ask Power App, bill number, ask Power App. Then the sign we will say Power App, and see ask Power App, ask Power App, and amount, ask Power App. So we have mapped our field saying that these value would be transferred, or we would be getting it from the Power App. Now next step is we want a scenario where we say that whenever our total amount is equal to 0, we want to send the you can say send the notification kind of thing to our manager, right? So we can add one condition saying that our total amount, which is with field total amount, is equal to, I will say int, or let me take an expression of int and value is 0. Okay, So I'm saying whenever my total amount equal to 0, it should either do this. If that's not true, then it should be doing this action. I will add an action here that is to send a notification, email notification. So I will select an email connector, mail, and this would be send a notification. Then I will select an action. So this is my action I have added. To whom I want to send the email, I will say info@2mski.com, and we would be mentioning total amount for recipient, and we can name the recipient here. You can have the dynamic data here. We will select name is 0. Same high recipient, and we can enter the name with bill ID or bill number. We can specify the bill number here. Total amount is 0. 0. Perfect. So I think we are good to go. Okay, now we are good to go. We said that whenever button is clicked, it should ask you data, and the data should be, from the data we should create one record in Dynamics 365, then we will send a notification. Or what we can do, if the data is not correct, let's suppose we said the total amount is more than 0, then we want to send the data to Salesforce. We will click on Salesforce, then it will ask me to authenticate after that. So I don't have any record where I can sign in. We need to select the login to production or sandbox and then sign in, but we don't have the you can say organization or trial organization for Salesforce. So another thing we can do is let's suppose the total amount is more than 0. We want to send this value to another destination. So there would be many connectors we can use, like we want to send this to OneNote. We have OneNote as a connector. We can create a section, page, get notes. There would be many options. So we can select from the connector and send the data to different destination instead of Dynamics 365 CRM. So we'll save this particular flow here and go back to our Power App. So we will come back to our Power App and click on Power Automate, and you can see now our flow is available here. So I have clicked on the button, and now I will click on Power App button, and now this should be mapped with our Submit button. So you can see Power App button is ready, and we need to specify the ask for value. As you can see, these says all the ask for value which we mapped in our flow. If let me give you an view here, you can see in the name we have specify ask for from Power App, and it says create a new record name, right? And same way it's showing up here. So now what we will do, we will map our input type or input. We will map our input text to our Power App button. So first is our name. So we will do add recipient name, comma, it asking for bill date. We have our bill date with us. And the date is asking for the number, we have our number. Then it's asking us for this number, then it's asking for celebration. So we put one at the top, whatever we send as well. If it's not ready, it should be wrong. So instead of X, we mention X, yes, and finally we have our total amount. So we have mapped all our input text to our Power App button. So what should it do now is, whenever we click on Submit button, it should trigger our Power Automate or a Power Flow. So let us quickly test this particular app. We will go here, click on Analyze, selecting any of the bill. So it has done its analysis, and you can see it has brought up field values, money, bill number, fixed line number, all details here. This PDF doesn't have taxes, so it has kept it taxes as blank. It has total value as it, and we have two buttons. So what we will do, we'll click on Submit, and it should Okay, there is some error here. I believe the method run has an invalid parameter, that is Texas. That makes sense. That makes sense. How it does it didn't. Okay, it makes sense. So I believe this particular field might be mandatory and required to be filled in. We will select some other PDF where the text is already there. So you can say in this document we uploaded the taxes are 0 and amount is also 0. So this particular example might fulfill our both the condition. One is to create a record in Dynamics 365. Another is if value is equal to 0, it should send me a notification. Clicking on the next. As you can see, it disabled, so it in the background is running. Once the run is complete, it will again be available. So we haven't put up any notification saying that has been successfully run or something. We can also do that. So we will go back to our Power Automate. We will refresh the run history. As you can see, there is one Power Automate one run history 17-second back. Click on the history, and it says this all three steps were successful. First, second was to create a record. If we click here, it will provide us the body and all the information regarding that. We have condition here that if the value is true, though you can see it says that total amount was 0 and it has sent us a notification. We'll go back onto our CRM and we will select here and see if this record is created. So the time is 3:51 and this is the record 350 which has been created newly, and if I click here, it should have brought all the values which were passed. It has Manishan, salutation we kept empty, and then all the detail which were passed on to the form processor element has been captured here. Another thing is to check the email. Let me go to my email. Let me go to my. So you can see the last email is with the subject total amount for recipient Itna. So these are the mapped values, dynamic map value, which were passed on to the body of our Power Automate. So this is how AI Builder, Power Apps, and Power Automate can be connected. So we have used a scenario where agent would be using this particular application onto his phone. So there's another thing that is we can directly use our AI Builder and Power Automate onto the model itself. Instead of using our Power Automate in Power Apps, we can come to our model, let the model load, click on use model. Either we can create a new app or directly use the flow from here. We will create a new flow, and you can see it has power button for mobile to common data services. So we can continue. Mm. So this is the section I was talking about. So another method is to directly use our AI builder in the flow itself. Like we have built a prediction model, or we have built a object detection model, text language, any model we have used, we can directly use that particular model onto our this prediction section. That's kind of a connector, you can say, for AI builder. And you can see this is predefined models, and this is the model which we created in Wise. We click here and it will again ask us the mandatory thing, that is document type and document. So if we pass these values dynamically, and then on the second step we can do the particular use some other conditions. We can use the dynamic 365 connector, and whatever scenario we have, we can do that the same directly use the flow and AI builder without including any app in between. That's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.